Right, to record any recurring decimal to convert any recurring decimal into a fraction, the key thing is to change the decimal place so that everything after the decimal place matches up. You do this by multiplying by factors of 10. So you multiply by either 10, 100, 1,000 or 10,000 until things match up. So let's try just doing that with 0.3 recurring. 1 times it is obviously just 0.33333 and so on. 10 times it is equal to 3.33333 and so on. Now the key thing is the numbers after decimal place must match up, and in this case they do. Once you've got that, you take one away from the other, because then that will get rid of all the recurring bits at the end and leave you with numbers you can deal with. There'll be no recurring numbers left. So if we take away one lot of 0.3 recurring away from 10 lots, so just do the bottom 2 bits, one lot away from 10 lots is 9 lots. 1 away from 10 is 9 times 0.3 recurring equals 3 minus 0 is 3. Then all of this will cancel out with all of this to just leave you the 3. So from there we can see that 0.3 recurring will equal 3 divided by 9, which is equal to 1/3. Resume. So we're going to now try a harder problem, which is 0.35 recurring. So we know that 1 times that is going to be 0.3535. I better write it down. And the 3/5 keeps reoccurring. 10 times that, we get 3 times 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, and so on. And that doesn't match up after the decimal place. If we look after the first decimal, we go 3, 5, and the next line we go 5, 3, so they don't match up. Okay, so let's try 100 times. See if that gets us any better off. So 100 times 0.35 recurring equals 35.353535 and so on. And now we can see that the 3535 matches there and the 3535 matches there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to divide off my working page so only look at the stuff below the red line from now on, is I'm going to take that one up there that matches away. So I'm going to take one lot away from 100 lots. Yeah, bear in mind, this after the decimal place matches up. So one lot away from 100 lots is 99 lots of 0.35 recurring. 0 away from 35 is just 35. And these obviously are exactly the same. So you take one away from the other, you're left with nothing. So you've got 99 lots equals 35. So if we divide both sides by 99, we get 35 over 99. Does that cancel down? 3 and 5 adds up to give us 8, so that's not divisible by 3. You should know if you add the digits, only if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then that will be divisible by 3. So it can't cancel down by 3, so there's nothing immediately obvious that goes into both. So that probably is the most cancelled down version. You can just type into your calculator to check. This question is a little bit more interesting in that we only have 2 of the digits reoccurring. So what we've got in 1 times 0.312 reoccurring is 0.3, and then it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, just use our technique. Times by 10 will move the decimal place once. And if you times by 100, move the decimal place 3 times. We still haven't got anything matching up. So we have to keep going. None of these match up after the first decimal. So we're going to have to go all the way to 1,000. Let's hope that this gets something that matches up. Otherwise, we could be here all day. 312.121212121. And we can see we now have two that match up. This one here goes 0.12, 0.12, 0.12. This one here goes 0.1212. So those are the two we're going to use for our next piece of working. So I'm going to draw a red line in, and we're going to ignore everything above the red line for the next stage of working. So I'm going to use 1,000 because that matches up. I'm going to use the 10 because that matches up. So I'm going to take that 10 and bring it down here. And we've got 10 lots, which is 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Let's just highlight the bit which matches up just to get that in your minds fresh. So the key thing is the first set numbers, the numbers after the decimal place must match up here. Take it away. 1,000 minus 10 is 990. Lots of 0.312. Take 312 and subtract 3 from it, and we get 309. The decimal places, remember, cancel out. So therefore we've got 990 lots equals this, so we divide both sides by 990. We get 0.312 equals 309 over 990. Which equals 103 over 330.